There's nothing like a man willing to reveal his vulnerabilities when it comes to love. It's even better when that man is one of the sexiest men alive. Michael B. Jordan has got everything going for him, but feels like he's losing at love for all the wrong reasons. Why is this man struggling to find the right one?
Aren't you gay?
I am, but you Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan has always been known to keep his relationships under wraps, so despite knowing who he has dated, there wasn't much to know about the relationships themselves. This certainly applies to his brief romance with rapper Iggy Azalea from 2012 to 2013.
I think it's a total mess, but it's awesome.
Rumors began swirling that the pair were together after the singer continuously said that Michael had big dick energy. Not much has been known about the time they were together, but that is probably because they hardly saw each other. Iggy clapped back to mean-spirited comments after her split from the actor, saying, "Love someone who understands that the dream comes first and that you have goals. Tried to date a guy, but I only saw him once in 9 months because I kept canceling in favor of work." Well, at least we know why we never knew anything. 9 months? The next time we would hear anything about Jordan's love life would be in 2015, and the woman we would hear about was none other than Kendall Jenner. After the pair were spotted leaving the Met Gala together, fans went crazy.
I just feel like it's a private matter. It's not really for anybody else to judge or know.
Despite Jordan responding to the sighting by saying Kendall was just a friend of his, this didn't stop the frenzy of fans convinced they were secretly dating. This led to another response from the actor. "I don't know her like that well, but I know her enough. People's perspective on that is what it is. I don't live my life to make other people happy," he said. It wasn't until 2021 that people finally thought that Jordan had found the right one with Lori Harvey.
A nice smile and a laugh and a sense of humor is really sexy to me.
The pair confirmed their relationship in early 2021 after months of speculation. Lori's stepfather is American television personality Steve Harvey. This relationship marks the first time that the actor had publicly confirmed one of his romances. Michael and Lori seem to be the image of love. From their first public appearance in late 2020 right through to the end, they graced social media timelines with glimpses of their romance and gushed over their love in numerous interviews.
He listens to me, the things that I say that I want, and he really makes an effort, so I think that's
I just love the relationship.
The couple initially met in 2010 through mutual friends, and despite Harvey thinking the actor was cute during their first encounter, it would be 10 years until they decided to pursue anything. This was likely because the model was only 15 at the time and the actor was 25. Either way, for their first Valentine's Day together, there were already "I love you" remarks, and it was an extravagant evening. Lori rented out an entire aquarium in honor of their first V-Day and Jordan's birthday. Now that the two were loud and proud about their love for one another, questions began flying in Steve Harvey's direction. The comedian shared his thoughts on his daughter dating the actor. "I like him, but like I say to all of them, I might like you, I might approve of you, but I got a thumb-sized section of my heart filled with nothing but pure hatred for your ass, just in case I need it," he said.
So I'm kind of pulling for him, but at the same time, I got my eye on him,
Just a few months after becoming official, Harvey dished about her skincare line and revealed Jordan's role in making sure each product is ready for market. She said she, of course, tested the products on herself, but also on her boyfriend. Lori also said since the actor started using her products, his on-set makeup artists complimented his skin, which he proudly told them is thanks to his girlfriend. The relationship seemed to get serious rather quickly, and just 9 months after the world found out, Lori was speaking about how she knew Michael was the one. She loved how they balanced each other and finally understood the statement, "When you know, you know."
And I think that really applies to our situation. And, we just have a really good time together. He's so sweet, very attentive,
The entrepreneur also loved how he listened to her about what she wanted and really made the effort. She once spoke about how she really just wanted to go to a farmer's market, so he called her a few days later and said he was going to pick her up. He then took her an hour away to a market. Although Steve was initially worried about the new man in his daughter's life, he admitted that he was rooting for them. This led the comedian to say a lot of extremely nice things about Michael on his show.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm pulling for him because he's a really good guy, man. Comes from a good family.
He is genuinely who he looks like he is. It threw me off at first because he was so kind. I figure, okay, this is the game, right? But it wasn't. This dude was sincere, and he's proven to be a really good guy, he said. Jordan also had a chance to interview his girlfriend's dad for Paper magazine. At the end of the conversation, the comedian only saw it fitting to close out the interview with one question, and that was, "Do you love Lori Harvey?" the actor's response could not be any more perfect. "Oh man, I do, for sure," he said. Despite them sharing a lot of moments from their relationship, they still kept it relatively private. This was an ongoing discussion for them, and ultimately, they decided they wanted to share just enough to keep the majority for themselves. Privacy was always a big issue for Michael, especially because he grew up on screen. When he was younger, Jordan didn't know if he could have handled the onslaught of opinions and being picked apart for who he chose to love and who he was. So taking his relationship with Harvey public was a big deal. He didn't want the premeditated planning of staying out of the way of the public eye because that kills spontaneity and intimacy. Usually he didn't mind, but he wanted to give this relationship the best chance it had to be somewhat normal. It takes a special person to deal with that. The situation for me was real enough, so that's why I was willing to share it with the world. I think it's just the timing of everything. I'm happy," he said. Sadly, after nearly 2 years of dating, the duo split. Although their parting of ways was amicable, they were completely heartbroken and were still in love with each other. So then, why would they break up? Apparently, the Black Panther actor was ready to settle down and start a family, whereas Lori wasn't. She was very focused on her career and realized that they weren't on the same page while they were making plans for their future.
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's gonna compromise my peace and happiness.
Period.
This was the first time that Michael let down his guard and opened up emotionally in a romantic relationship. So he had a hard time with the breakup, especially because they had great times together and brought out the best in each other. Steve became the first person from the Harvey clan to speak up about the breakup. He said Jordan was still a cool guy and it was a breakup, so he was sure they'd be fine because people break up all the time. "I wish them well. I'm Team Lori 1000%. It's hard to be young and in the limelight and have a successful relationship," he said.
You get the best out of a man and out of life when you get the best out of yourself.
The fact that this was one of the actor's first serious relationships at 35 years old was still shocking to many. People can only speculate on what might be the cause behind his famous single life, though. That is, if we don't hear it from the man himself. Judging from the numerous interviews and confessions, the actor is following certain criteria to find the love of his life. Michael opened up about his dating struggles and the concerns that plague his mind when he tries to date a girl. He said that he and the girl could be just trying to have a normal conversation and getting to know one another, but it won't be long before they get captured on camera by the paparazzi. Then the whole meeting would snowball into a media frenzy in which the potential girlfriend becomes the subject of public attention. He just doesn't want any potential girlfriend to be bombarded with the pressure of being associated with him. Jordan's fear is that if he does pursue a relationship with a woman, he might not be able to make a connection with her at all due to the media craze. When most other couples can go to a venue and take all the time and space they need to build a connection, he and his potential woman would just be surrounded by external expectations. How do you go anywhere normal, chill, just getting to know somebody that you just met, but you may or may not hit it off at all? That part of dating is tough, he said. The actor's decision to remain single isn't just based on avoiding the attention. He genuinely wants to wait it out till he finds that perfect connection with his special someone. He has admitted that there are plenty of options when it comes to meeting ladies, but it's certainly not been an easy ride finding a special one. "I'm very mature and advanced in a lot of areas of life. Dating may not be one of them. My personal life is not. I don't really know what dating is," he said. Then, on top of that, he is focused on fulfilling his dreams and reaching new heights in his career.
Follow the dream, grind, hopefully become successful, as an actor and stuff like that. And
he knows that a lot of the actors he wants to emulate in terms of success didn't attain A-list status until they did the work. They had to make hard choices and big decisions to follow their dreams. Dating, in the meantime, can take a back seat. Authentic, long-lasting romances are worth waiting for. One of my biggest fears is ending up being alone. Not having what my mom and dad have because the times are so different and my circumstances, I don't want to work less, he said. This complex relationship between ambition and romantic fulfillment is something Michael is acutely aware of, and that's why he prefers to be careful and selective when it comes to connections. Let us know in the comments below what you think about Michael's decision to stay single. As always, this has been Rumour Juice. Be well and be kind.